Shalom, brothers and sisters. Now, this next one is straightforward, ridiculous. Everyone always shouting about anti-Semitism and people that are like that and what happens and that it's an issue around the world. This is straight up from the United Nations. So, as all nations coming together, this is as anti-Semitic as it gets for me. The UN General Assembly votes in favor of commemorating the Palestinian NAKBA. Pro-Palestinian resolution lamenting Israel's birth passes 90-30 as Israeli envoy blasts the move as a disgrace and unveils display about Jewish expulsions from the Middle Eastern countries. The UN resolution calls for a commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the Nakba, including by organizing a high-level event at the General Assembly Hall in May 2023. It also urges the dissemination of relevant archives and testimonies. The initiative is sponsored by Egypt, Jordan, Senegal, Tunisia, Yemen, and the Palestinians and passed 90 in favor, 30 against, and 47 abstentions. Nakba is the Arabic word for catastrophe, which Palestinians use to recall the displacement and dispossession they experienced during Israel's War of Independence in 48. The partition plan adopted by the General Assembly in 47 called for independent Jewish and Arab states in what was then British-controlled mandatory Palestine. Jewish representatives accepted the plan, but the Arab world rejected it and launched the 48 war. The Palestinians rejected additional offers of statehood since. The outgoing Israeli government rejected negotiations with Abbas, and likely next coalition led by Netanyahu is dominated by lawmakers opposing the two-state solution. So it's going to go nowhere from an Israeli point of view. The General Assembly Nakba item was one of several similar resolutions put forward during the meeting on the question of Palestine. Now, before I even carry on, we've got the war in Ukraine, the chaos and the war crimes on both sides taking place. We've got Iran with a threat of a bomb and terrorism and everything that she's doing to destabilize the world. We've got Taiwan and China and the whole situation there. We've got chaos everywhere. We've got floods, we've got pestilence, we've got droughts, we've got tornadoes, we've got everything they could be talking about, but they're taking their time to talk about Israel. No other country, they're not discussing Russia with these resolutions, they're discussing Israel. Interesting. Another resolution said it was noting with deep regret the passage of 55 years since the onset of Israeli occupation, normal language, when they got their land, and 75 years since the UN partition plan and the Nakba with no resolution to the conflict. So because they got their land and then the other people rebelled and had them sorted militarily, now it's this big no resolution thing. Israel's ambassador to the UN, Gilead Erdan, said the resolution's sole purpose is to put all the blame for what is happening in the Middle East solely on Israel, while absolving Palestinians for any responsibility. These are the same Palestinians that every time a Jewish person gets killed in a bomb or a stabbing or a ramming attack, they hand out sweets at all the robots. Those kind of people are completely absolved. Everything is Israel's fault. Try to imagine the international community commemorating your country's Independence Day by calling it a disaster. What a disgrace, Erdogan said of the Nakba resolution. The Palestinian lies must no longer be accepted on the world stage, just as this body must stop allowing Palestinians to continue pulling its strings. I urge you all to stop blindly supporting the Palestinian libels. How twisted and sick is this, where that entire thing passed so strongly, and everything is just again Israel's fault and the Palestinians, ach shame. They're even throwing history books out the window now. And it's all making sense because this is all in the Bible prophesied down to the date that they became a nation in a single day. It's all in there. It's in the Hebrew. It's in the Bible codes. It's in the verses. It's in the Psalms. It's everywhere. This was ordained by God. So as far as I'm concerned, the world and all their amazing leaders can stand on their heads and sing whatever they want Nothing is going to change what God ordained from the beginning. But we will see what happens, and in the end of the day, God will have the final word, which is going to be epic, and we're going to get to see it from his side. God bless. Keep watching. Shalom.